Well, I'm gonna finally do a video today that I've been meaning to do for a long time. I get asked about it a lot, and that's a review of the GForce One. Now, my name's Jake, you're watching Chasing Green. I'm about all things duck hunting here in case this is your first time. And I'm gonna be talking about the GForce One from a duck hunting perspective, which means beating the crap out of it, getting it wet, getting it sandy, frozen, all that good stuff. So if you followed the channel for a while, my journey with semi-automatic shotguns, particularly budget semi-automatic shotguns, has been a rough one. I started out with the Beretta A300, terrible experience. A lot of other guys I know had a terrible experience. I got a review on that in case you're interested. Went from that to the Gershon MC312, better experience. I did like that. For the price, that is a great gun, especially if you don't hunt every single day like I do. Then GForce Arms reached out to me, which I'd never heard of before. They started out as like self-defense shotguns, but the guys that created it duck hunted it, and they wanted to jump into the waterfowl market. So they came out with the GForce One. They sent me some prototypes, and then they actually sent me the real deal, which is what you see right here. The GForce One is an inertia-driven shotgun, which I liked. It takes a lot to sell me on gas nowadays. So the choke sheaths for the gun is the Cryo Plus, the same thing the Super Black Eagles use. Comes with a high-vis sight. Also has the oversized slammer button and oversized bolt. Pops out pretty easy, but not too easy. I never had a problem with losing it. Got good texture on the gun as well for grip. I like it, I like the feel of it. They also ship in the box an included extension tube, so you can use this for snow goose season. I think it holds up to like 9 rounds, which is cool. With this being inertia driven, it makes it a very simple gun, and it's super easy to take apart. I mean, I can field strip this thing in literally 30 seconds. It's one of the easiest guns I've ever had to mess with. GForce is an American company, but these are Turkish imported guns. There's a lot of companies importing Turkish made guns. Now, I've been using the GForce One for 2 seasons now, and I hunt a ton. I hunt 60, 70 days every duck season, sometimes more, sometimes a little less, in all kind of conditions, all across the country, multiple states. You know, I'm very hard on this. I'm not the average duck hunter. You know, if you hunt just 20, 30 days a year, your experience could be completely different from mine when it comes to shotgun, because I'm putting so much life on them so quickly. The first thing that got my attention about the GForce One was the lifetime warranty. And yes, you heard that right, lifetime warranty. I don't think anybody else in the whole industry is doing that, especially at this price point. These guns or like that $600 to $700 range, that mid-level budget shotgun, and to offer a lifetime warranty with that is incredible. Second thing that got my attention was the feel. As soon as I picked it up, it felt good. I mean, it just goes to where it's supposed to go every time for me. And this is gonna vary for every individual. But if you like a Super Black Eagle feel, you know, just that classic Benelli feel, you're gonna like the feel of this gun. It's slim, slender, fits right in the hand. Hey, the lifetime warranty is great. The feel of the shotgun's great, but what really matters is what can you do with it. And I'm as deadly with this setup as I've ever been in 30 years of duck hunting. I've never been so efficient when I take this gun combined with this choke and the shot and the shells that I've been shooting through it. And I'll go more into this in some other videos, is like how I've kind of dialed in this, but I've used the Muller passing choke paired with 1 3/8 ounce steel. That is key. Steel was not meant to be sped up past, say, 1450 feet per second. And switching to a heavier payload like a 1 3/8 ounce number 3 and a slower shell like 1300 feet per second, 1350, is going to produce a much better pattern than all the high velocity crap the shell companies are trying to market to you and sell you. But the Muller passing in this gun with the ammo I've been using is absolutely lights out. So the feel, the lifetime warranty, my effectiveness with it, those are all big time pluses. But like I said, it was the gun's first run, and in my opinion, there are definitely some things that can be improved upon. The number one thing is the springs. And they may have already addressed this, but just after the first season, I had to replace the recoil spring and the magazine spring. They're just too weak. If you follow this channel, you know I've had trouble with the buttstock the recoil springs rusting, the recoil tubes. That's a huge problem in budget guns, really in most guns nowadays. I opened this thing up after the first season. To my surprise, there wasn't a drop of rust that I could see on the spring of the recoil tube, so I was really happy with that. I also kind of babied this thing when it came to water, but the springs were just weak. It was just simply a weakness issue, and as soon as I replaced the springs, it went back to working again. It wouldn't cycle. That's what led me to going down the road of figuring out what's wrong. I had a lot of cycling issues at times. I had to keep this thing clean. I had to spray it constantly. It just, with those weak springs, didn't want to function how I needed it to function. There's actually a company that sells aftermarket springs. I can't remember the name of them. It's not Sure Cycle, but they provide higher powered springs. You can actually get lower powered or higher powered. I'll link it. I'll show it on the screen now, but it's good for any brand if they make a spring that fits it. So if I was going to continue using this, that's what I would do. I would get those aftermarket 25% plus power springs. It did also rust more than I would have liked, especially just on the bolt carrier in different places. Definitely in the barrel. The muller chokes won't rust, so I could wipe this rust off of it, but I'm just going to show you real quick. I haven't cleaned it in a while. That's solely from the gun. And that did that like in the first few weeks of having it. So I would imagine after about 5 years, it's going to be really bad. And I did get it wet from rain a time or two, but you know, I was much easier with it than I had been my others, and even still it rusted more than I wanted. Now with all that said, I'm in a little bit of a predicament this next season. I had an awesome subscriber, Alan. He was a huge fan of the Beretta A400 and he wanted me to try and get my thoughts on it, so he purchased one for me. What a gift. I was shocked, blown away, and I cannot wait to put that Beretta A400 through the ringer. But like I said in the beginning, this is the deadliest setup I've ever had, and I'm very hesitant to get away from this shotgun. I know what it's produced for me, and I just I'm so confident when I got it in my hands. But you know, you can't not try the A400, so I'm ready to try that thing out, put it through the ringer. Maybe it'll be even better setup, but I've shot a lot of different loadouts, and I've got to tell you, if I can't get it dialed in, I will be coming back to this one because I'm just spot on with it. But overall, I think this will be a great gun for a lot of people. The lifetime warranty kind of saves your butt. It's a great price, great value with that lifetime warranty included. If they ever stop doing that, I'd be less interested. But I've shot a lot of ducks with this thing in a short period of time. If you're interested in checking them out, I have everything linked down below. If you want to see the review video I did of the Gershon MC312, click this video right here. If you want to see the best duck hunt I've ever been on, click this video at the bottom. Thanks for watching, and Lord willing, I'll catch you next time right here on Chasing Green.